who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents.
Our story today is from Mr. Steal Yo Grill, titled, I Got Out of the Hospital and Entitled Mom Sent Me Right Back. For the cast, we've got the entitled mom, my father, the neighbor's mom, me, your new stepdad, and entitled mom's cool boyfriend. I just got out of the hospital for extensive knee surgery, and walking out the door of the hospital reminded me of this story. Important things to note. 1. I have a severe allergy to cashews. It's bad enough that 1/100th of one will kill me if I'm not treated properly and quickly. Nowadays, I always make sure to have an EpiPen on at all times, but when this story took place, I was a little more forgetful about it. I was 9, leave me alone, and didn't always have it. 2. I have asthma, which can be a pretty lousy combination with anaphylaxis. 3. At the time of this story, my dad was working for a company that treated him like garbage and wouldn't give him time off for anything except medical emergencies pretty much. 4. This story starts about 4 days before my 10th birthday. Story. A week before my birthday, my dad's boss told him he was going to San Francisco for work stuff. We lived in Denver at the time, which meant my dad was going to miss my birthday. It was upsetting, but I understood, and he said we'd have a party once he got back. While he was gone, my brother and I were staying with entitled mom. At the time, we knew she was a little entitled, but my dad trusted her to take care of us. On day 3 of my dad's trip, my brother and I were playing in their living room when entitled mom offered us some granola bars as a snack. At the time, I was young and wasn't very cautious, so I didn't always read ingredients for things I was eating. Unfortunately, there were cashews in the granola bar, so when I took the first bite, I started to feel it pretty quickly after. Within minutes, I was throwing up everywhere, in severe pain, and my throat was closing up. And as if it couldn't get worse, that was when I realized I had forgotten my EpiPen. Then, the panic and closing airways triggered an asthma attack, and I also didn't have my inhaler. So, at that point, cool boyfriend calls an ambulance and I pass out on the floor. The paramedics were able to keep me from dying of the combination of anaphylactic shock and asthma attack, but I did end up slipping into a coma for 11 days. This meant that I was in a coma on my birthday, but I guess that was pretty low on the list of concerns considering they weren't 100% sure I was going to make it out of the coma. So, a week after my birthday, I finally wake up. At first, I was fairly calm about waking up in a hospital, until I found out I had been in a coma for 11 days. At which point, I started panicking and almost gave myself another asthma attack. Anyway, they kept me there for a few days just to make sure I was okay and it was safe for me to go home. So we finally get home, and as soon as I walk in, I see my brother, my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, my 2 cousins, entitled mom, and neighbor's mom, her kids, who my brother and I are good friends with, as well as a big sign that reads, "Happy birthday and welcome back to the land of the living." They had planned a surprise birthday party for me once they found out I was out of the coma. So we went about doing the birthday things and hanging out. I got some questions from my brother and cousins about the coma, while neighbor's mom bakes my cake. However, the only important thing that was happening at this time was the following conversation between entitled mom and neighbor's mom. Man, that must have been terrifying for him to go into that coma. I mean, imagine having to be that careful about everything you eat.
Don't tell me you buy all of that.
What?
He was clearly faking it to get attention. Everyone knows that asthma and allergies aren't real.
Both of those are very real and very serious problems.
Whatever, you sheeple are just too stupid to see through the government's lies.
Then entitled mom just wandered off. I feel it's important to note that at this time, the birthday cake had just been put in the oven, and this conversation happened in the living room, which did not have a line of sight into the kitchen. After a while, the cake was finally finished baking, and we all congregated into the dining room to eat it. So everyone sang happy birthday to me, and my aunt cut the cake and gave everyone a slice. I was about to take the first bite when the luckiest thing that could have happened, happened. I dropped my fork on the floor. At this point, I, wanting to act all grown up and solve my own problems, decided I'd go into the kitchen and clean the fork myself. Right as I finish and start walking back out to the dining room when I hear my dad yell, "What the fuck did you just say?" I run out and see what's going on and see my dad standing up, staring daggers at entitled mom while she cowered in fear of him.
It was for his own good.
It turned out that after the conversation between entitled mom and neighbor's mom, entitled mom had snuck into the kitchen and poured most of a bag of mixed nuts that she had brought with her into the cake. How the fuck is that for his own good? Entitled mom starts to gain some confidence as she doesn't see a problem with what's happening.
Well, if he had eaten the cake without knowing that they were there, he wouldn't have been able to fake a reaction because he wouldn't have known that there was anything in the cake to react to.
What the actual fuck is wrong with you?
I was trying to prove to you, sheeple, that
I knew inviting you here was a mistake. I figured it was good for the boys to have you in their lives, but you've made it abundantly clear that it is not.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying, get the fuck out of my house and stay the fuck away from my kids.
You can't do that. They're my kids too.
That's right, everyone. Entitled mom was my actual mom. Not after what you just pulled, they're not. And if you want to take this to court, I'll make sure that you aren't even allowed in the same state as them. Now get the fuck out of my house before I call the cops.
You just wait until my father hears about this.
Her dad was very wealthy, so I think she was expecting him to help her get custody of my brother and me. We found out later that not only did her boyfriend break up with her and kick her out of his house, but when her dad found out about what she did, he refused to let her live with him, stopped giving her money, and said if she took my dad to court, he would support my dad. As you can expect, she never took us to court. As for the rest of the party, we just bought a new cake because nobody wanted to take the time to bake another one. We also decided to just throw out the pan we had used for the first one because she had put so many nuts in it that we were worried about it contaminating anything we put in it after that. Well, I'd say Mother of the Year goes to the entitled mom in this story. Definite Mother of the Year. Trying to kill her own kid. Doesn't believe in allergies or asthma. Nope, it's all a joke, so put the kid at risk just to prove that point. I'm really glad to hear that after reading all of this, you're doing well and don't have to worry about entitled mom. I'm just shaking my head at that. I thought moms are supposed to love their kids, not try to take them out. Alright, that's enough entitled parents for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell and drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.